Hi everyone. Today we are going to study on one of the most important part of English grammar, that is direct and indirect speech. Direct indirect speech plays a very important role in English grammar because if you want to speak or write good English without mistakes, we must have a very deep knowledge in direct and indirect speech. And this direct and indirect speech also being known as reported speech. Titles are different, but the concept is same. Before we move into the topic, I would like to remind you one very important point. If you want to understand this topic very well, you must have a clear idea on tenses. If you are studying in higher classes, definitely you might have heard what is meant by tense. You might have already studied. The time has divided into three. We call them present tense, past tense and future tense. And again, each tense further classified into four. For example, present tense classified into four: simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Same way past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Again in future it further classified into four: simple present, simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. So you must have a clear idea the purpose and usages of all these 12 parts from all the three different tenses. So without wasting time, let's move to our topic which we have planned to discuss today. So first of all, we are going to define what is direct and what is indirect speech. We must be able to define what it is. So the definition of direct speech goes like: actual words of the speaker. Actual words of the speaker is being known as direct speech. For an example, two people are standing and talking. My drawing is so poor, so don't take it as a serious drawing. This is just for an understanding. Two people, person A and person B. Both of them are talking. And their conversation will be direct speech. Person A speaks to person B and person B speaks to person A. So in this case, suppose just imagine after the conversation, person B goes to his home and writing down the discussion what they had. So definitely most of the dialogues will be in direct speech. So first of all, this is the point you need to remember: actual words of the speaker. And here I will give you one example. There you will get a better idea what is meant by direct speech. He said, "I am busy now." I am busy now. And how can we say that this sentence is in direct speech? And for understanding, we need to know what are the features of direct speech, or how could we identify direct speech. So here we are going to discuss about the features of direct speech, and these are the features. First of all, it begins with a capital letter separated by a comma, inverted commas used. These 3 points must be applicable in direct speech, or in other words, in direct speech all these 3 points must be there. These 3 features must be there. Let's discuss about one by one. First of all, a comma must be there. You may see a comma used here. First sign of direct speech. But it doesn't mean that after seeing a comma it is in direct speech. So the second one, double inverted commas. Inverted commas will be used to make sure that the next what is going to be written, it is the actual words of the speaker. It is the actual words of the speaker will be recognized by these 2 double inverted commas. And the third point, there will be a capital letter within the inverted comma. See, actually the sentence starts from here. Here we could see a capital letter, and after one word there is a comma. After the comma, the beginning inverted commas, then there will be a capital letter, then there will be at the end there will be a closing inverted comma. So these are the three main features through which we could identify whether a sentence is in direct speech or indirect speech. I hope you got a very clear idea about it. Okay, now what is the definition of indirect speech? What is meant by indirect speech, or in other words, how could we define indirect speech? And the definition goes like reporting of what a speaker said without quoting the exact words. See the same example, the same picture which I have drawn before. Three people are here now. Now there are three people. Okay, three people. And person A and person B, as we have already discussed, they had a conversation and they went for their own work. This person went to office, person B went to his home. So on the way to home, person B met person C, and this person B speaks to person C about what person A spoken. Get a clear idea? When person B speaks with person C, person A is not present there. So if person A is present there, he can directly talk to person C. But since person A is not present there, in his absence, person B will be using some other words without quoting the exact words of what person said, what person A said to person C. So person B will be using some other structure or some other words to express what exactly person A said. So here the conversation will be between person B and person C about what person A spoke. Okay, so this is the difference between direct and indirect speech. In the first one we have discussed, it's the actual words of the speaker. What direct speech means, actual words of the speaker, but here we are not using the exact words of what that person spoke. Okay, that's the difference between direct and indirect speech. Now let's discuss the features. First of all, introduced by that, not separated by comma, tense of the reporting verb is not changed, tense of the reported speech is changed, no exclamation mark, no question mark. I'll explain each point in detail, but before we move to the first 4 points, I'll explain the last 2 points. There are 4 types of sentences in a language, especially in English. First one, assertive sentence. Second one, exclamatory sentence. Third one, interrogative sentence. And fourth one, imperative sentences. And among these 4, 2 sentences are, or 2 types of sentences are having some specialities. And among the 2, first one is interrogative questions will have a question mark at the end, and exclamatory sentences will have an exclamation mark at the end. But once when we transform an interrogative sentence or exclamatory sentence from direct to indirect, we will never use those marks in indirect speech. So after discussing about the tenses, we will have a detailed discussion on this, that I'll explain it, but just for as an introduction, I just mentioned it here. Okay, so no exclamation mark or no question mark will be used in indirect speech. Now let's discuss all the first 4 points in detail. Here I have given you an example. The same sentence, he said, I am busy now. It is in direct speech. And its indirect speech will be, goes like, he said that he was busy then. He said that he was busy then. And what are the features applied here? Introduced by that. Introduced by that. Here you may see he said. Again, it is repeated here. He said. Then there is a that used here. That means it's a conjunction. In parts of speech, you might have studied it. What is meant by conjunction? That is a conjunction. So this is a conjunction that connects between these two parts, part number 1 and part number 2. So that's why it is written here, introduced by that. What is being introduced? He was busy then. This part is introduced after that. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, second point, tense of the reported speech is changed. I'll explain to you what is meant by reported speech. And next one, tense of the reporting verb is not changed. And third point, not separated by comma. No inverted commas. Okay. So what are the features of direct speech? A comma will be here, double inverted comma will be used, capital letter will be there. Those are the features of direct speech. And in indirect speech, we will not use that comma. We will not use that comma, and we will never use inverted commas. Here you may see there we have used inverted commas. But in indirect speech, is there inverted commas? No. There will be no inverted commas in indirect speech. So these are the basic differences between direct and indirect speech. So now we are going to discuss on what is reported speech and reporting verb. Two important terms which we use throughout the session of direct and indirect speech, that is reporting verb and reported speech. Reporting verb and reported speech. What is meant by reporting verb? It conveys the action of speaking. So with this example you will get a better idea. He said, I am busy now. I am busy now. So what is the speciality of this word said? Here said is the reporting verb that conveys the action of speaking. What kind of action took place? Speech, that's why sound, word, sound, and that particular action took place here. That's why we have used a word said. Said is used as the reporting verb. Okay, through number of exercises and practices you will get a better idea. Okay, so just keep in your mind this first part of the direct speech is being known as reporting verb. After the subject we have used, sometimes it will be used like he asked, he said, he requested. Okay, those kinds of words will be used. Requested, it's an action of speaking. Here this is action of speaking, the other one is an action. Or he asked, requested. So here it is said, he said is the word acts as a reporting verb. Now, reported speech. When we tell someone what another person said. When we tell someone what another person said. Again, for easy understanding, I will go for the drawing. Drawing like three people are standing over here, and what the definition says, when we tell someone what another person said. When we tell someone what another person said. See here, when person A and person B, when they are having conversation, it is in direct speech. But when person B speaks to person C about what person A spoke, it is indirect speech. So that particular action will be expressed in reported speech. Okay, when we tell someone what another person said, with some further examples, with some other examples, I'll explain it very well. See here. He said that he was busy. He said that he was busy. How the sentence will be in direct speech? He said, I am busy. He said, I am busy. But here in indirect speech, he said that he was busy. Not I am busy. He was busy. That's why it says, we tell someone what another person said. We are telling something to someone what a third person spoke. Here, he was busy is the reported speech, telling someone what another person said. Okay, now let's move to the next part. Rules regarding direct speech and indirect speech. There are a number of rules. We are going to discuss it one by one. The first rule says, if reporting verb is in present or future tense, tense of the reporting verb and reported speech is not changed. I repeat, if reporting verb is in present or future tense, tense of reporting verb and reported speech is not changed. I'll tell you with an example. See, he says, I am ready. He says, I am ready. How do we know that? Reporting verb. Keep in your mind, or else you must have a clear idea about what is a reporting verb and what is reported speech. We are discussing about reporting verb. If the reporting verb is in present or future tense, how do we know that this is the reporting verb? How do we know that this is in present or future tense? In present tense, you might have studied a rule. If the subject is third person singular in simple present tense, with the verb we need to add s or es. Do you remember that? Yes. With the verb we need to add s or es if the sentence is in simple present. So the actual word here is say, and we have added yes. So easily we could identify this portion is in simple present. Simple present. So if a reporting verb is in present or future tense, this portion or reporting verb as well as reported speech will never get changed. It won't change its tense. It won't change its tense. Okay. Let's see. This is the indirect speech. He says, the same thing copied and pasted here. He says that. We have already discussed. In indirect speech, the conjunction that must be used. He is ready. The same tense it is. Third person singular, is ready. How do we know that the tense is not changed? See here, this is subject. Verb is used as a main verb here, and what is which form we have used? V1. Object. Subject plus first form of the verb plus object. Simple present tense. So here also subject plus first form of the verb plus object. Simple present tense. Tense is not changed. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Now, the second rule. Okay, we will see one more example. He will say, I am ready. And this is in future tense. Will plus verb, will and shall is used in future tense. He will say, I am ready. And see, here will say is the reporting verb and the tense of the reporting verb is in future tense. So there will be no change in the sentence. Okay, so the same rule which we have discussed. Now rule number 2 says adverb of nearness or place will be changed into words showing distance. Adverb of nearness or place will be changed into words showing distance. You won't understand it right now, but I'll give you some examples. There you'll get a better idea. See, now will become then. Here, there. Here, there. Adverb of nearness. Here, nearness means here, close to me. There means it shows the distance. Okay. Adverb of nearness will be changed into word showing distance. Then this, that, the distance, that. Okay, again, these, those. Okay, ago, before, today, that day I met him, that day. Again, tonight, that night. Okay, adverb of nearness will be changed into distance. Again, few more words. Last night, the previous night, yesterday, the previous day, tomorrow, the following day, last week, the previous week, last month, the previous month. These are the changes happens to adverb of nearness. So through practices and through worksheets you will get a better idea. Okay. Now rule number 3, one of the most important rule, which means all the changes in the tenses and its structure will be discussed here. Okay, so give a keen attention to the discussion what we are going to discuss here. Reporting verb is in past tense. Then tense of the reported speech is changed. If the reporting verb is in past tense, tense of the reported speech is changed. This is the third rule, the most important rule. See the example. He said, I am busy now. In the previous example we have seen, he says, I am busy. He says, present tense. He will say, I am busy, future tense. But here, he said. How do we know that this is in past tense? See, subject. This is the verb. Which form? V1, V2 or V3? V2. V2 means past tense. Subject plus second form of the verb plus object. This is usually the structure of a sentence, but see this part. In this case, this is in past tense. Okay, so if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense of this reported speech is changed or will change or must change. And how it is to be changed or how it can be changed, to which form it can be changed, it's based on certain rules. So here I have given the answer. He said that he was busy then. He was busy then. So here some features are here like said. Okay, that up to here we leave. Here subject. Was is the past tense of? Come on. Was is the past tense of? Yes. Is, which means it is in second form. Then object. So just imagine subject plus second form of the verb plus object, which means this is in simple past. This is in simple present and this is in simple past. So there are so many number of rules regarding this particular part. We will discuss it one by one. So in the next, today we are winding up here. In the next session we will discuss about present tense, past tense and future tense in detail. So how the structure of the sentence will get changed and which structure it will be taking, and all those points we will discuss in the upcoming session. We will meet again with the rest of the part of this chapter. Till then, I am signing off. Thank you.